Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to Shenington for live coverage of this, the 2022 Shenington SuperPrix. We've got two streams for you this afternoon here on Alpha Live. Firstly our Historics demonstration and then all of our finals for the Shenington SuperPrix later on this afternoon. Behind me we've got the British Historic Kart Club members just filing into dummy grid ahead of their demonstration. We're going to take the next 10 minutes or so just going round and catching up with some of the drivers, letting them tell the stories of their beautiful karts that are here today. Let's actually go down the front of the order. Welcome back everybody, apologies for that slight technical hitch. You are now back with us here at Shenington, and as I say, we're getting ready for the Historics demonstration here today, which should be absolutely fantastic. This is the point where I start annoying drivers. I'm going to talk to our driver here in number 9. Driver, tell us your name, where'd you come from and what the kart is.
Oh, it's Darren Potter, and I've already been interviewed by you earlier in the weekend. That's the Senna kart.
I was going to say, I didn't recognise you with your helmet on. Is it still running well from yesterday?
Yeah, no, it was running really nice. I'm hopeful. I've got my son out there with me on another one of the DAPs, so yeah, should be good. Looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Well, best of luck, Darren. Hope it all goes well. Let's go talk to Darren's son, Potter Jr. How are we doing? How's the kart going?
It's going really well. I've had a good weekend so far. So yeah, this kart here is a 1987 DAP. Yeah, model on from the one up to the front there. Well, a few models on even. And it's got a DAP T72 engine. Same model of kart Stefano Model would have used when he was karting. So yeah, it's a very nice kart. I raced this competitively, another series. It's done really well for me. It's a good car. I really enjoy driving it.
And this circuit as well. How do you enjoy the Shenington track out there?
Shenington track is quite fun for these cars because you've got a nice long straight, you can build up a lot of speed, big slide on the brakes. Yeah, it's good fun, a lot of hairpins to really show the acceleration and power of these rotary valve engines.
Very good. Well, cheers for talking to us. Let's see who else we can find. We've talked to the number 7 already, which you'll probably see in the paddock show later. Let's talk to our driver here in number 4. Afternoon. Sorry to jump in here like this. What's your name and what's the kart that we've got here?
Oh, it's Paul Wilkes, Zip 981, 1982, well 81, 82. Yeah. Used to race back then with those.
Are you looking forward to driving in the demo?
Oh yeah, I always come every year, yeah, and have a go round. Yeah, like reminisce and
good stuff.
See you again, and yeah.
Good stuff. Well, I hope you have a good time out there. Let's see who else we can find. Well, a beautiful one here. Sorry to jump in for a second. Yeah, sure. Afternoon. What's your name and what kart have we got here?
It's Maurice Healy. It's a 1979 Davidson Sprint with a heel and arrow engine developed by the Formula 1 Gearbox people back in the day. So yeah, it's a replica of one I built in 1980-ish. So yeah.
How did you come by the kart? When did the project start?
About 2 years ago. It was advertised on the internet for quite a good price, and the grandson of the original manufacturer collected it for me. So I went down to his house to pick it up and spent 6 months doing it up. So yeah.
What kind of speed are you thinking that we'll be able to get out of it out in the demo?
But 60, 70-ish, I guess, down the longer straights. Yeah, obviously it depends on the gearing, but yeah, I would think some of the quicker guys are going to be doing up towards 70.
Is the demo, is it something that you've done before in previous years?
Oh, regularly, yeah. We've been doing it since 2011, so this is my 11th year. So yeah, obviously COVID put a stop to it, but yeah, we get around quite a lot. We get invited to, we've done Silverstone Classic, Donington Historics, a really well-known kart track PFI for the European KZ3 Championship. So yeah, we get around a bit.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for talking to us. And so what I love about the historics is the enthusiasm that all the drivers have. Just watch some more of the karts coming through here ahead of the demo. So I say not racing capacity, but in a way I don't think that matters too much. It's just great to see these karts out running and running well. I think let's go a little bit further back. We've got a more modern kart behind us here with the number 8. I'm going to talk to this chap here, if he doesn't mind. What's your name and what brings you here today?
It's not actually my car. It's just my dad's having a bit of a display, displaying it, so he's just checking to see if it all works really.
Let's talk to Dad then. Dad. Oh, it's nice, Dad. He's a driver. What's your name?
Jack, foreman.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah, it went well yesterday. It went well at yesterday lunchtime. Had a little problem in the afternoon, and then try it again today. Hope it runs. Give it a go.
What do we know about the kart? What's its history?
Not a lot. First time I drove it yesterday, so yeah, it's roped in last minute. Do you want to go in it? Yeah, go on then. Why not?
Driven around this circuit before?
Yeah. I'm racing Extreme this weekend, so yeah, it's interesting. Just something different, something nice.
Indeed. Well, it was good to get out in the older karts. Where else should we go? Let's go back down the front, I think, and see who else we can find. As I say, we've talked to number 7 already. We'll talk to them later. Let's talk to Robert here, Robert Haynes.
Right.
Robert, good to see you. How are you feeling ahead of the demo?
I've been good, just good weather and good track. We got the kart sorted yesterday, so I hope it's going to go well.
Tell us a little bit about the kart that you're driving here today.
The kart's basically a replica of Mike Wilson's 1985 World Championship winning kart, so it's a Formula K 135cc, which was a class created specially for World Championship.
And what does it feel like to drive it on a day like today with all these other historic karts around us?
It just feels wonderful to be with everybody, and it's particularly good punching out the corners as well. In actual fact, the engine is a factory engine. It's one that was taken to the Worlds that year but not used, so it's got a bit of history with it.
Good stuff. How many hours do you think has gone into preparing the kart ahead of today?
Actually, not a lot ahead of today, because when I finish a meeting, I always basically prepare it, but probably spent 5 or 6 hours on it, getting it ready for today. But that was just this week. But hard work's done after the last one. I'm virtually strip it completely and start again.
It's great to see such a wide range of ages as well. To anyone watching at home who's thinking about getting involved, what would be your recommendations be?
I love the sort of 78 to 85 period, before plastics really. But that's me, I'm just old.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thanks for talking to us. We'll have one more. As I say, we've got a younger driver here. Driver, what's your name and where do you come from?
Ayrton Taylor from Bognor.
Tell us a little about the kart that you're driving here today.
It's a 100 UK Junior 100cc 2-stroke.
How much have you driven it before today?
I started November last year for an E Plate, and then up until now really.
And this circuit, have you driven it before?
No.
You looking forward to it out there? It's quite warm out there.
Yeah, it's a bit hot sitting here on the grid.
Good stuff. Well done, Hayden. Great to see you out there. Right, we're going to head back upstairs now. We've got a chat from the main man here, Graham, who organises everything for the SuperPrix.
I'm here with Graham Smith, the club secretary here at Shenington Raceway. And, well, Graham, how did all this that we're looking at here, how did this all start?
Well, 1960, a local man bought a fleet of 12 karts, and it was a massive thing then in the 50s and 60s. I mean, there was thousands of companies making karts, and it just grew from there. And then eventually the club was formed. We started running international meetings. It was part of the World Championships with Stirling Moss, had competed in one of the rounds, not here though. And it just built up from there. We had long, like 6-hour races, 12-hour races, all sorts of stuff. And the SuperPrix started in 2000, when the historic kart movement was just starting. I think we skipped 2001, and then it came back in 2002, and the British Historic Kart Club was formed, and the SuperPrix all built up from there. Now we've got the E plates for the Motorsport UK E plates this weekend. So the winner of most of the classes wins the E plate, which is the English Championship, opposed to the O plate, which is the Open Championship. So most classes are competing for the E plates this weekend, and that's quite a prestigious thing that they can use all over the UK.
Yeah, it's absolutely fabulous, and we've got beautiful weather this weekend, and the SuperPrix has never looked so busy. We've got hundreds of drivers here. You've got historic karts, like you were just saying, and of course all the modern karts from this area fighting for that illustrious E-plate. But I mean, what a fabulous event to be a part of.
Yes, I think we've got over 270 entries for the racing this weekend, and 80 historic entries for the demonstrations that goes on at lunchtime and after the racing's finished. So yeah, fantastic weather, very lucky. We've put on lots of activities for the kids. We've got fun fairs, we've got music and bar and pig roast tonight for the adults and that. So everybody should be having a really great time, because it's as much a social event as it is a racing event.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, are we going to see you in the fun fair later, or are we going to see you in the bar later?
I'll probably be at the bar later, for sure, yes.
Definitely so. Well, again, absolutely fabulous circuit. Like I say, sun is shining on us, but it couldn't be a better weekend for it. And a huge thank you to yourself for organising such an illustrious event as well.
Thank you, thank you.
Shenington Kart Racing Club would like to thank the following for their support of the 2022 Shenington SuperPrix: Stu Stretton Photography, Spell Fame Karting, Rotax Jag Engineering, Dunlop, Birrell Art, Jack Dex Racing, LeConte Racing Tyres, Jade Racing Team, TCR UK, iArmy The Heart of Kart, Formula TKM and Zip Kart. Thank you for watching live coverage of the 2022 Shenington SuperPrix here on Alpha Live. Welcome back everybody up in the commentary box after a hive of activity down there in pit lane. Welcome to live commentary of the 2022 Shenington SuperPrix. Andrew Mather from Double Dash Motorsport Media on commentary duties for you here this afternoon. These are not the classics. These are our X30 seniors who've just come in from their second and final heat. Just after we stepped away there from the short dummy grid walk, just got told a very exciting piece of news ahead of this historic demonstration, which happens every year here at the Shenington SuperPrix, that multiple British karting champion from many years ago, Mickey Allen, 80 years of age, is going to be going out in one of the karts, the number 7 kart. He's only going to be doing one lap, so hopefully we'll be able to catch a sight of the number 7 down the front of the order. I should say there's multiple number 7s. So it's the number 7 that's down near the front of the order. That's another one of the number 7s that we were looking at earlier. But it's such a wide array of karts. And there is, I believe, Mickey Allen getting in. Absolutely beautiful machinery. And it's always one of my favourite bits of the event, this. So many different eras of kart out there on circuit. Tended and loved for. Some of them originals, some of them replicas. But really going to a bygone era of karting here at Shenington. Big thanks to all of our sponsors and all of the teams who've put things together today. Now goes Alan there onto the circuit. The sound of these karts as well, absolutely tremendous. Continue to go around here, this Shenington kart racing circuit. There'll be two groups of these historic karts, the gearbox and non-gearbox are on. Going down here, a little bit of an adjustment being made there, making sure everything's good. The rest of the karts filing out now. We'll try and talk you through them as well as they head out on circuit. And what also is great with this part of the event is the number of drivers who are racing in categories themselves here today in the modern classes, also taking part in this demonstration. .43 karts running here in the gearbox category. There goes Brian Malin. Karts going all the way back to the 1960s, even into the early 2000s out there. I was told that Alan was going to do only the one lap, but I think he's having too much fun out there. Just checking the kart, making sure that everything's running fine. There's our 44 karts out there for the non-gearbox, which we'll see in a moment. A brief view there of James Astle. Back with us here on the commentary. You're watching the Historics demonstration for the Shenington SuperPrix 2022. Great to have all of these karts out on circuit. You see Oliver Holmes there in the number 4. See one of our youngest drivers out there at the moment there. Spoke to Hayden Taylor on the grid earlier, the number 40. We've got all kinds of karts, just to list through some of what we've got here today. Got 100cc direct drives from the 1960s, Comets and Homilites. Class 2s, Class 1 vintages as well. A good number of Formula A's this year as well from the old Class 1 days. Really developing on as the years go by. And I say it's one of the things that's changing, I think, with the historic kart club that machinery even considered quite common is starting to take part now. But as it's older machinery, sometimes doesn't quite. Oh, has a problem there. I think that is Hayden Taylor who's had something go wrong there on the kart. Just means he's pulled off to one side. Couple of drivers indicating that I think their time. Oh, there's on the number 4. Just the chain guard coming loose there. Paul Wilkes going back into pit lane. If you're enjoying the coverage as well, make sure that you click that subscribe button and the like button as well here on Alpha Live. About 2:15, we're scheduled to have the finals for the Super Prix this year. So all of our different classes, the modern eras running out there, and really good atmosphere in the paddock at the moment. Very warm, of course. Whether that we've got this heat wave in the UK means it's going to be a test for the drivers out there today, particularly in keeping temperatures down, not just tyre temperatures and engine temperatures. I've even seen some drivers doing some modifications to fuel tanks. It really is very warm out there. So we'll have one more run through, and in fact, whilst we're waiting for the next group of historics to come out, I think let's queue up an interview with some of the drivers that we talked to yesterday.
I'm here with Darren from DPRD, and Darren, you've got a very special kart in front of us, a very beautiful kart in front of us. Tell us, what are we looking at here?
Well, this is a replica of what Ayrton Senna would have driven in the 1979 World Championships. It's called a GP79. It was an evolution of the 78, which came before. And yeah, we've had it about 6-7 years now. I've taken it to many demos, and it won the concourse here a few years ago, I think 2017. But it's as close as I can get it, finding all the period parts, and that's been the hardest challenge along the way. But it was a wreck when we found it. We had to restore a lot of things, like the side pod bar rails, or the side rails, they were all missing, and they all had to be refabricated. And my friend Pete, who we do the fabrication with, did all that with us. And yeah, it's a dream to drive as well. I'm really lucky to own it.
I mean, it is absolutely fabulous, and it's got those few quirky things compared to some of the same sort of karts in the era. Talking about sort of the frame, things that Ayrton developed in terms of the frame, we've got sort of the V-bars in the middle.
As the story goes, apparently that was something that he either was involved with or insisted that they were welded in, and some people that were more experienced in the team, like Terry Fullerton and the others, didn't agree perhaps. And yeah, there was something about a story with that, but a bit before my time. And yeah, it's all come together really nicely now. And also I wanted to do it in the DAP factory colour, which was red. Yep. So many people have done lots of Senna replicas, quite rightly, in the green colour, which was the car he used at the Worlds, was a green one. But apparently there's a story attached to that was because he borrowed a green one from the Australian team, and that was their national colours.
Yes,
but DAP factory was red. So that was why I wanted to do a red one, and yeah, it's been a lovely kart to own.
And here it is. And like I say, driving this weekend, and you've already driven it so far this weekend, bit of a handful, isn't it?
It doesn't want to go into corners like normal cars. You don't turn it into a corner, you just have to back it in. You have to lock the rear brake and slide the car in, but yeah, they were heroes, them guys.
But like I say, that's proper driving. That is none of this. Oh, when it's set up so it's glued to the track, it just goes round. You've got to back it in. You've got to lock the rear, get it in sideways. That's the sort of style that we need.
It would be hugely frowned upon now if you were to go and speak to any of the team managers over here, or whatever. They would all be like, "Oh no, you're losing time." You put one of the modern lads in this, it would take him a long time to adapt. He would get it, but it's not easy. It's a bit of a handful, and with the slide carburettor as well, it's so responsive. It's just like instant. There's no lag. There's no power valve. It's just all there.
Now, one thing that I'm sure the camera can pick up. Now, Darren, if you press that throttle for me, please, have a look at the carb. Straight in there, ladies and gentlemen. No air filter, none of that. It's straight air into it. And of course, if you're on a marbles, anything?
And it's literally in my race suit pocket. I've got a rag that I keep in there in between runs, just to stop little bits of debris sitting in there. You get a bit of grit in the slide, it could jam. So I mean, it was probably sensible. I mean, a modern Rotax today has a slide carburettor, but it's all hidden behind the air filters and everything. But that's the first time this year that I've driven it on the slide carburettor.
Right.
And it's yes, it's just an animal. It's totally different.
An absolute handful, but I have to say, absolutely beautiful. And I love it when we come around to see, you know, karts that have been replicated, brought back, you know, because it makes, you know, drivers see what it used to be like in those sort of eras. Because, yes, they could come around and see any one of these karts and think, oh, yeah, that was it. But Senna, probably one of the biggest names in motor racing, in modern motor racing back in the day.
He put karting on the map, really.
He did.
So, yeah, he was one of the first to say karting's the way to go if you want to go forward, and he was a huge hero of mine, so yeah, that was where it all came from.
No, but it's absolutely fantastic. Well, Darren, thank you very much for having a chat with us, and I might have to sit around and look at this for a little bit longer.
It'll be out this afternoon and it'll be out tomorrow as well.
Brilliant, there we go. Make sure you check it out.
Thank you.
Great to have that chat there, or DJ to have that chat with Darren Potter yesterday. Saw Darren out in group number 1 of the Historics demonstration. We're in group number 2 now. A group of class 4s out there, 125, 200, 250 cc's. Some older machinery out there as well. The speed that some of these karts do as well is really, really impressive. Oh, is that Danny Girl? Yeah, they've got a bit of a problem. The great thing about this club, though, is how much fun and the enthusiasm that a lot of the drivers have. Oh, bit of a spin there for the number 83. They're not easy to handle, are these pieces of kit. Beautiful day here at just trying to get the drive going again there. Might be Chris Sears, number 83, from identifying that correctly. Couple of GP plated karts out there as well. We've got Steve Sharp and the Anderson Mirage Rotax from the late 80s, and Harry King as well, the Zip Shadow Yamaha from 1979. So we've got karts, the oldest karts that we've got here today go all the way back to the early 1960s, 1962. Karts coming up through the 70s, 80s, lots in the 90s now, which we didn't have a few years ago. Karts touching into the new millennium, into the 2000s. We've got the Karting Legends group here as well. Do check out their website, www.kartinglegends.com, and the British Historic Kart Club as well. Best way I think of getting in touch with them is probably on Facebook. They've got their group, BHKC 2013. Get in touch with their chairman, Gary Priest, and vice chairman Tim Norwood for more information if this does look like your kind of thing. You want to get involved. Karts coming in from that second group then. Get your comments in, let us know where you're watching from around the world. Hello to Car Wars legend. Crazy to think I was there 3 months ago with the newest generation of karts and now watching the same track with the older karts. This is one of the things I love about this Shenington circuit though, is that it can accommodate for such a different array of machinery. Now, the next group going out, they're really upping the ante now. Faster karts, some super karts out there. There's going to be a number of our gearboxed runners. And if you've never watched one of these karts, this kind of machinery on a go-kart track before, I think you're in for something special in the next few moments. These are quite a sight to behold. A whole different range of eras, speeds and drivers as well about to go out there. cart's all brilliantly turned out. Tuning in as well for the Super pre-finals, due to start at around 2:15. On a separate stream for those. There'll be a short changeover between this stream and the next one. Glorious noise that you hear as the Gearbox karts go out. So I think we just had a quick sight of Jim Astle there, number 77. Number 71 of Ray Scott coming down towards us as well, towards the Bruno chicane. The number 83 there. This is Brian Malin. Buckler Ultralight 1 is driving today, the number 83 from 1962. You've got to think as well that some of these machines are over 50 years old now. It's still looking as sharp as anything. And there is Brian Malin, the number 83. So we've got the number of 83s out there. That's the one that we were talking about from 1962. Modern machinery out there as well. See the steering mechanism on it as well. It would look quite alien to, I think, some of our younger drivers. Sometimes the issue though with some of our classics, sometimes not as reliable. All run by amateur squads who put loads of time in to get these machines running year after year here at the Shenington SuperPrix. We'll look further down into the paddock. We've got the supercarts about to come out. There'll be a fourth group out on circuit shortly. So still more entertainment for you here as part of the British Historic Kart Club and Karting Legends Demonstration 2022. Oh dear, the number 83 Buckler Ultralight has had enough of the warm conditions here today, which is understandable. I think it's already, it was down in the paddock earlier, a number of the drivers looking quite warm. Gliders in action as well. Of course, we're next door to Shenington Gliding Club. The circuit, it used to be a small RAF base back in the war days. There's quite a few RAF bases in this part of the world into a race circuit, in this case for karting. For many, many decades. So we'd already upped the ante with this group of karts, and we're about to do it again with, I believe, maybe the final group of karts about to head out on circuit for this Historics demonstration. Just caught a sight there of the number 51 of Keith Patterson. The Zip GP kart, the Rotax 124 engine. It goes all the way back to the early 1980s. There it is. It's down towards Stratford Corner. As checkered flag goes out for group number 3. Great to have them out on circuit there. As we've got one more group to go. There's a W-plated card of Tony Keel. 1992, 30 years old, this Zip Eagle with a Rotax 256 engine. Very brightly coloured. Number 30 on the Hermitite karts there. The noise when these karts are unleashed from the dummy grid will be quite something. A couple of karts just being recovered back to pit lane before we allow this next and I believe is the final group of Historics to go back out on circuit. Martin Cleveland there, spoke to him earlier in the F1 Suzuki 250cc. 1990. He's got 3 karts here today. Beautifully turned out awning. We spoke to him during the paddock walk. These karts move off the corners if you've never seen them before, as out come the final group. What a sight to behold. Just using the short circuit at the moment. Apologies, no, they are on the long circuit. Heading all the way down to the bottom of Stratford Corner. Oh, no, I think there may be a problem, unfortunately, for Martin Cleveland, number 65. Slow out of the Stratford Corner. Hello to Bryn Albin, one of our drivers in the Club 100 community. He's watching from home. So remember watching Martin Hines race the Zip Kart Eagle back in the 1990s at the British Kart Grand Prix. Enjoying this, Bryn. A couple of karts, I think, not quite wanting to play ball here today at Shenington, hence why we've got the white flags out. Look at the speed down towards the Stratford Corner. That may be for the number 65 of Cleveland. There he is. No, this has got. Oh, no, we're going to keep going around. I thought he was going to cut into the pit lane now. Other karts that I think we've got out there at the moment. I think we've got Richard Simpson out there. I talked to him earlier. We've had a couple of Zip GPs, Zip GP Yamaha 250 That's it for Spada SZK 250. So look out for the O and the 63. Tony Keel's it Eagle running through there once again. All different shapes and sizes of kart in this part. You just saw Mark Allen there running Windows 250S Rotax 256. A little bit in the later 80s there, 1987. Watching around the circuit, all the details of these karts available in the programme. See how physical these karts are as well. There is the O of Richard Simpson just behind. And look at that kart earlier in the paddock walk. Another fantastically put together machine. If you missed this earlier, don't worry, you can watch the paddock walk back. It's actually gone up on YouTube in the last hour or so. So do go check that out. Great to talk to some of the drivers and some of the guys who put these karts together. And we've also got interviews with our main field as well. The finals for their races starting at, or due to start at 2:15. Joe Craddock asked, won't be any old Club 100 cars today? Nope, there won't be any here today, but I quite like that idea. See how many of them are still around. There's a couple of karts coming into the pits having done their demo runs. Number 65 back up to speed now. Whatever the problem was for Martin Cleveland earlier, it seems to have dissipated away, cleared itself away. Maybe just needed a bit of warmth into the engine to get it running properly. Mark Allen continuing to go around there. You also see the E1 run by Simon Howard Weston. There's a Hermitite car. The Shadow Yamaha TD3 250cc engine. Karts from the late 70s, 1978. According to the notes here. It won't be the only winged karts that we'll see today. We have got a bit of aero presence in the 210 Nationals later on today. We'll see their final later in the afternoon. One of the things I love about this historic demo is that drivers don't hang around. They don't take it slowly. They have a lot of fun out there, particularly around this circuit. If it's one that you've never driven, I do recommend you take any opportunity you can to do something round here at the Shenington Kart Racing Club. Not many circuits like it left. Checker flag out then to complete the demo for the Karting Legends entry list there. The Class 4s, the 125, 200, 250cc Gearbox karts. Absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to seeing them again out in years to come. An annual tradition here at the Shenington SuperPrix. And as that group go back in, we're going to have another one of DJ's interviews from yesterday.
I'm here with Rob Dawson from the Heritage Skills Academy. Rob, welcome to Shenington. Your first time here at Shenington for the SuperPrix and the Historics opener day, really. What a weekend that we've got ahead of us, and what a kart we've got in front of us as well.
Yes. So this was donated to the college, the Heritage Skills Academy, by the widow of a chap who used to race this back in the period, and I think he was involved with the club and stuff previous. So it's nice to have it back out and be involved in keeping it running and keeping it going for everyone to come and have a look at and see. And in his memory more than anything, because I think that was one of his wishes, was to have it out on track, sort of indefinitely, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, it's good to be involved in that, and it's nice to get back into karting after a few years away. So it's yeah, really enjoyable weekend.
Nice change of pace, isn't it? Now, talk us a little bit about the Kart, because of course for a lot of our viewers they're into modern karting and IAME and Rotax and all of that, but we've got an original TKM engine on this, and an original what looks to be a Gillard chassis as well that we've got here.
Yes, yeah, it's an older style Gillard chassis. I can't remember exactly the year, but it's a similar sort of design to the modern ones. A lot of the actual structural is very similar and recognisable with a lot of the modern karts. Some of the side pods and bodywork's a bit different, a bit of the older style. You can run it as we have in the back. We have got a front bumper for it, but it's a bit of cooling for the feet today. And there's some of the steel framework in that is a bit different, but all in all, the principles are all staying the same as the modern karts, which is nice. It's something I don't have to get my head around again.
You were saying this kart's done its first 2 laps in quite some time as well earlier.
Yes, yeah, it's the first time it's been out on track in a few years, and I mean one of our weeks at college was rebuilding this and sort of taking it out, and we did a couple of short laps at the airfield up at Bicester Heritage. But this is its first time being driven in anger on a proper circuit with sort of proper tyres, proper grip. So yeah, with the first couple of sessions today, we're running in the freshly built engine, so we're having to take it a little bit steadier. But hopefully, as the weekend goes on, we can give it some beans, as they say.
Yeah, that would be the one. Give it the old Ben and Jerry's. I think that's the one I like to use a lot. Talk us a little bit more about the Skills Academy, of course, because it's at Bicester Heritage, and of course involving a lot of younger people getting involved in just restoring some of the older karts out there.
Yes, yeah. So the idea of the course is, I believe the qualification I get in the end is Heritage Vehicle Technician, which is basically encompassing everything that is involved in restoring classic cars. So we sort of do we do 5 or 6 weeks in the workplace, and then we come and do a week's block release at college. I'm actually at college next week, so it's a good timing for all of this. So the idea is we learn the theoretical side, and the staff and stuff that they've got at the college are fantastic. They've been working in the industry since sort of like doing their apprenticeships in the early 80s and stuff, and so they've been brought up working on what we call classic cars now as were their everyday cars. So some of that knowledge is just absolute, you can't buy it. It's what they don't know about restoring is not worth knowing, sort of thing. And it's the only real place that I found when I was looking that does that kind of apprenticeship. Most people are being pushed into doing modern light vehicle mechanics and that sort of thing. And I mean, it's going to be such a shame to see some of those classic cars going off the roads. So to keep them going and to be part of that is very exciting, very, very exciting.
I can imagine so, and like modern cars are all well and good, but you can't be a good classic, can you? No. So even in karting, you can't be a good classic. One, for the simplicity of it, I think.
Yes, it makes it because you're not having to constantly mess about. I mean, the modern karts you're changing setup between sessions and always moving stuff about, and sort of like the example I use is the sun goes behind a cloud, so you've got to move the axle distance, and it's like with this it's not so, it's a lot more competitive with a lot less of the I say politics and modern people trying to win championships, which is you've got to be in it to win it, but it's nice to have a bit of a friendly atmosphere and be able to go and chat to some of the other competitors and have a look around the karts and give each other advice, and because at the end of the day, the more people we have out on track together, the more people it is to play, so it's a lot more fun for everyone.
Exactly so, and this kart this weekend is not actually racing, is it?
No, we're just involved in the demonstration runs this weekend, which is possibly a good thing because I make myself look a bit daft. I was watching some of the other sessions and there are some really quick chaps, even in the demonstrations, really, really quick boys out there. So yeah, I'm going to try and tuck onto the back of some of them. and learn the circuit a bit better and try and just keep with them. If I can keep with them by the end of the weekend, I'm happy.
Well, everyone can catch the historic demonstration on the Alpha Live live stream. But Rob Dawson, thank you very much for chatting with us, and best of luck this weekend. Enjoy the sunshine.
And you, thank you very much.
Back with us here, and we've got the group of karts to say that was the last group of karts of their first run. They've basically gone all the way back round now, and to have another go out there. And there's a driver and a half. Danny Curl, great to have him back here at Shenington. CIK World Champion, of course, and raced here for many, many years. Great success in the Shenington SuperPrix as well. Here he is, showing us his skills and not hanging around at all there. In fact, some of these drivers, I think, being out there for the second time, kind of knowing that this is the last time that they'll be out on circuit, at least for this year. Really giving it hammer and tongs now out on circuit. Some a little bit too much so. Rearranging of the tyres being done there. Just acknowledging the yellow flag that we've got going into and through Cafe Corner. Actually, no, going back into the pit lane now for having had a lot of fun out there. Keep your comments coming in. Hello to Arnold, who's wishing all of the TWM drivers the best of luck. We're down in the TWM awning earlier. All seem very happy with their work so far here today. Most of the categories have had 2 heats in the timed qualifying session. So time qualifying and a heat yesterday, and then a second heat this morning and early afternoon. I say most because there's a couple of classes that have got work on an average grid position basis, the 210 Nationals and the KZs. Make sure that everybody has completed their heats so far this weekend. We'll be into finals when we kick off at around 2:15. Caught a very quick sight there of Tom Elphick's Project 1 TKM, the number 52 from 1996. I believe this is Peter Townshend's ARC K96, the number 95. All of these karts, or a good number of these karts out there at the moment, are karts from the mid-90s. Formula 100 UK series. It's hosted many, many drivers. And oh, hello! And we've got our first sight of our cameraman down at Stratford Corner, giving us a wave. The one and only Anthony Jordan. He's got his parasol. He's got his cool box. He is set for a mighty afternoon of racing here at Shenington. A big hand to DJ. He's been busying away since 9 o'clock this morning, setting up the cameras. Some of our interviews yesterday, and also acting as our runner for the paddock walk earlier. So big thanks to DJ and all of his array of talents. Another group going out for their second run. Fun's not over here in the historics. A couple of questions coming in regards timing of events. So I do my bit of housekeeping. Results.alphatiming.co.uk/SKRC, Shenington Kart Racing Club. On there you will find all of the race results declared so far, and you will also see the time schedule for races which have had their grids formed. So I know there was a question regards I think it was 6:30 senior. That grid isn't quite up yet. I can tell you from the timetable that they are due to be the final race of the day, of course. So they'll be around 5 p.m. Yes, you can check through all of the declared results so far this weekend, not just today. The practice results, the qualifying results, and the heats declared so far. Stu Stretton hard at work. See them on there on the left. Big thanks to Stu for not just his photography skills, but he's also one of the sponsors for the Shenington SuperPrix this year. All class winners for this year's Shenington SuperPrix will receive an A3 canvas print of them out there on circuit from Stu. Very sought after gift, if you ask me. A few minutes left of this coverage for the Historics. Enjoying it so far. Do give that like button and subscribe button a bash. Finals from the Shenington SuperPrix will be coming up next after this programme. So do go over to that link in a few minutes' time. If you're on the Alpha Live YouTube, or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the Alpha Live logo. I'll take you to the Alpha Live channel page, and on there you'll be able to see the already published link for the finals coverage later this afternoon. Beautiful conditions though still here at Shenington, just a few clouds in the sky. Temperature at the moment, I think it's only around the high, well, it's 98.4 Fahrenheit, I can tell you that. I need to do the conversions now as to what that is in the old Celsius, but it's warm, very warm here at Shenington today. If that is true, that's just a casual 36 degrees. Talking to some of the drivers earlier about whether they'd driven in conditions such as this. A couple of them had, but many had not. If you are out there on the circuit, do make sure that you're staying hydrated, getting shade when you can, keeping your skin protected as well from those UV rays. Hugely packed paddock here this weekend. Great to see so many people involved. That shot there is not even the complete picture. There's more awnings down to the right hand side. Big thanks to all of our teams and drivers and guardians and parents who've come out to support the event here today. Look, I told you it carried on. Hang on. I think we've got somewhere in the range of 270 entries here today. Works teams, privateer teams, and in fact that's where we're going to end the coverage for the Historics here today. Very much hope to see them again next year, and as I say, if you want to get involved on Facebook, BHKC 2013, British Historic Kart Club on there, www.britishhistorickartclub.com, as well on the web for more information, and the Karting Legends as well, www.kartinglegends.com. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage here for the Historics demo. We'll be back very, very soon with our second stream today, which will be the finals coverage for the 2022 Shenington SuperPrix. Shenington Kart Racing Club would like to thank the following for their support of the 2022 Shenington SuperPrix: Stu Stretton Photography, Spell Fame Karting, Rotax Jag Engineering, Dunlop, Birrell Art, Jack Dex Racing, LeConte Racing Tyres, Jade Racing Team, TCR UK, iArmy The Heart of Kart, Formula TKM and Zipkart. Thank you. you for watching live coverage of the 2022 Shenington SuperPrix here on Alpha Live.